So I have my dehydrated potatoes. I'm going to show you how I did that, and also how I cooked them into these little fritter thingies. They're pretty good, nice and crispy. I'm going to show you how I did that in today's video. So I put my potatoes in the Instapot and they are done now, and I am just gonna put them into my KitchenAid mixer bowl and whip them up. I haven't put anything in here. I didn't even put salt or anything. And I did leave them, I started them last night when I went to bed, so they're like pretty mushy, which I think is gonna be better for trying to whip them up. So I'm gonna get these all transferred into here and see how they whip up. So here's the potatoes that I've mashed up. I've already pulled my trays out of the dehydrator, and since I only have these mesh ones, what I'm going to do is put some parchment paper, just like that, so that it fits pretty good. And then I am just going to put a thin layer of potato on, as thin as I can, to all of these. I'll show you what it looks like after. So this is what it looks like after I spread it on there. I saw some videos where they spread it a little bit thicker and it took longer to dry. So since I have 9 trays and I only have about a 3-pound bag of potatoes here, I figured I could spread it thinner and just use all 9 trays and have it go a little bit faster, hopefully. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and finish loading these up the same way, and I'm going to put this in my dehydrator rack. So while I'm spreading these, if I come through like a little clump like this, I'll just take those out, just because I know they'll dehydrate, but when I go to rehydrate them, it's going to probably take longer than than I want it to, and the rest of them is going to be more instant, and these are going to just take a little bit longer. So I'm just going to remove those. It's okay. I'm leaving these like smaller ones, but I am just taking out like if they're bigger. So I have my dehydrator loaded up with all the trays, and I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on here. Just like I'm going to put this on is for vegetables, 125, the yellow, and that is this one. Just gonna twist that on there, and then I'll check it in a couple hours to flip it. Dry. It doesn't even look like I need to flip it. So I'm going to start pulling these out. Show you what I do next. So this is what it looks like. It's all completely dry. I just got busy, and so I didn't even flip it over. But I think what helped is that I spread it out very thinly, and you do want to make sure that nothing is bendable. It just snaps. If you flip it over and it looks shiny or it still is rubbery, then you need to keep dehydrating it. But I'm just going to stick this all into my blender and crush it up. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. I wanted to show you guys real quick. I'm coming across these pieces that have bend to them. You can see that they're not snapping, but instead they're kind of they have a little bit of rubberiness to them. So I'm going to set these aside because they need to still yet dry out a little bit more. So here is after I blended it up. I'm thinking I'm going to have it grind down just a little bit more, just so it's not so little crunchy like that. Alright. So I think I got it smooth enough. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into my, oops. Okay, you can see that's a lot finer now. And I'm just gonna pour it into my, my jar. So this was about 3 pounds of potatoes. One of the small bags. And it fills up a pint-sized jar. Should make something with it. Oh yeah, so over here I have some pieces that were still bendy yesterday, and I didn't want to stick them back into the dehydrator because they were just only a couple pieces. So I just left them right here, and now they are cracking. So that means that they are completely dry. Yesterday they still had a little bit of give. So I'm gonna, I took off the wax paper and I just left them out here on the little tray. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and blend these up as well. This is a half cup. Okay, so I'm just gonna put an oxygen absorber in here with this, and then top it with a lid. And then that can be on the shelf. I'll tighten that. And with this leftover pieces that I had hanging out on the dehydrator, I think I'm just gonna rehydrate them real quick and make something, see how they taste. Wrap it up for when we don't have. Okay, so I went ahead and put boiling water in here, and I'm gonna stir it. Stir, stir, stir. And looks like I'm gonna need more water. So I'm going to stir that up. That's actually taking quite a bit of water. And I think those little chunks in there are probably going to take a little bit longer to really absorb all the water. If you blend it to a more finer powder, then it'll probably not have those, obviously not have those chunks.
Are you going to be cutting with this inside?
I'm going to add some more water just because those chunks. What's that, baby?
Are you cutting with this inside?
Yeah. Okay, I'll let it sit there for a little bit and I'll show you after a couple minutes. I am not gonna throw this this parchment paper away. I might be able to reuse it in the dehydrator. If not, then there's probably something else I can use it, like to steam stuff, to steam my buns and stuff like that. Or maybe an art project, I'm not totally sure, but I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm just gonna roll it up and save it.
Oh my god, he's disgusting.
So here is about a minute later.
I'm dying.
Still looks kind of chunky. I'm gonna see if it's hard texture or what.
It's soft.
So it is a little bit chewy, but it feels like when you have regular chunks and regular mashed potatoes, that's what it tastes like. So this has zero flavor, kind of like it just tastes like a plain potato. So I'm gonna just turn this into like a potato cake because we're making pancakes. So I'm just gonna add an egg and some vanilla, salt, probably some sugar, and I'll show you guys. Okay, the girls have their pancakes done, and I went ahead and put my you can see that it kind of got a little bit more like less of those little chunks in there. So it kind of absorbed a little bit more water. So I put my grease on here. I like to use lard, and I'm gonna for my potato cake. I'm making a mess, as usual. Alright, I'll show you when I flip them. What? Not as smooth as I imagined. Oh, not bad. I'm not sure about this one. Hiya! There. Sure, it'll taste better than it looks. Did I put salt in this? I think I put salt in this. I have a feeling I didn't put enough salt in this. But that's what it looks like so far. Not bad. So this has probably cooked on the other side. There's what the other side looks like. I think I like this top side better. It looks like it got more crunchier. Ooh. Alright. It's probably still insanely hot.
Okay, now can I see the video?
I'm going to try it. Yep. It's insanely hot. And I didn't add enough salt. But it tastes pretty good for some instant mashed potatoes. Well, not instant mashed potatoes, but rehydrated potatoes. Mashed potatoes. So a quick note, this will last on your shelves for a very, very long time. I'm not sure about the years, but there's no moisture in this, and I do have a desiccant packet in there. And you can take the air out of this with a food saver or brake bleeder. And so that will last for a very long time, a couple years I'd assume. I'm pretty sure even after that it wouldn't be that bad. So I just wanted to mention that just in case anybody was wondering.